Hi and welcome back to Clover Reviews. Today we're reviewing All Stars 5 episode 7. Please remember to like the video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to my channel as before we get into it. I spent 1 week off filming because I just forgot to do it, and then I went to do it, but my skin broke out real bad, and so I was like, I'm not putting makeup over this. My skin's clear. So yeah, missed last week's review. I didn't film it. Will I go back and retroactively film it? Maybe. Not me. I don't know. You don't know. I guess we'll just find out. My thoughts on the episode were that Cracker deserved the win. Roxy Andrews made it absolutely clear. And I'm really sad that Alexis went home because she deserved to be in this episode. I found Blair St. Clair a little bit lacking, more so than Alexis, but I kind of get why they eliminated her. I don't know, Blair just has not had any impact at all this season for me. And even though she seems determined to change that, no matter what she does, it's going to be too little too late at this point. Because, yeah, she just hasn't been she's been a contender all season, but she hasn't been that strong, I don't think. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Anyway, Cracker loves making good television with her lipstick reveal. Unfortunately, it is also for Alexis. Everyone voted for Alexis except for herself. Thank God. I'm so sick of Queens doing that this season. Thank God. Anyway, not much else happens back in the workroom. It's just like, meh. So yeah, the challenge this week is a stand-up comedy Smackdown, which is probably one of the best finale challenges, because comedy challenges always seem like they are very polarizing in their outcomes. Either you're really funny or you're just not. And like, if there's 4 people, there's not really a lot of middle ground to stand on. And also they just got rid of the middle ground anyway because everyone's in the bottom 2. In the bottom. Not the bottom 2. That would imply that there are just 2 people in the bottom. Anyway, everyone's in the bottom if they're not the winner. Yeah, you always remember a good comedy challenge like Shangela's, Postmodern Pimpo, like Shay and Sasha's respective roast sets from the Michelle Visage roast, and like Bob the Drag Queen's political ad. But also you also remember really bad ones too, like Laganja's stand-up comedy challenge. That was a train wreck. And Dayla's comedy challenge in season 6. That comedy challenge was very polarizing. And most are. Oh, and Roxy Andrews doing anything remotely comedic is just... Only time it was good was Snatch Game, let's be real. Anyway, Miss Cracker has to decide the order of the sets that they go in, and she has this weird shady monologue going on about where she's putting people and what made her decide for that thing, and it fills out the episode, but I'm bored, and it was unnecessary. It was just oh, get it over with. Just tell us where we are. Don't have to make it a whole thing. It's not a whole thing. You're just telling people where they're going. I'm bored. Each of the queens then also gets a one-on-one session to field their jokes with Ross Matthews and guest judge this week Jane Krakowski. Juju is nervous about going first, which is understandable, but she's told she has the advantage in it, which I guess you do going first in a comedy challenge, in that if you do well, then the bar is set really high and you don't have anyone really to compare it against if you go first. The outcome of her workshop is that all of her jokes are pretty good, but they're a little bit witty and they take a moment to understand. So they have the potential to work, but in its current form, it's a little rocky. Blair and Jane have a mutual stand moment, which is really cute. and Blair seems to be doing okay. Like, she's got a lot of jokes, and they seem to be going over well. Like, yeah, it's going, like, it seems to be going well for her, but, like, sometimes that's the kiss of death in these situations. Because, like, if you do well and then don't work on it, then you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage. Not saying that she didn't work on it, but, like, having that extra level of confidence that everything's going well is very scary sometimes, because sometimes it motivates you to not work anymore on it. You're like, oh yeah, it's fine as it is, let's keep going. Cracker has like this TED Talk monologue that's okay, but there's no jokes in it, and the judges tell her that. Ross says that the only person standing between her and the win this week is herself, because she is a comedy queen, she is funny. And all she has to do really to win is get up on that stage and enjoy herself. That's what he says. But yeah, I get it. I get the critique. And yeah, she's been in her head most of the season, so like getting herself out of it and having fun with it is probably what is gonna like help her win. And then Shay is okay. She's fine. Ross tells her to make jokes about her like the finale experience, because it's unique to her, and so like no one else can steal that material, which is like fair. But Shay is pretty nervous about it because it was pretty traumatic what happened to her. And so like she doesn't want to go too far into it, which is like, yeah, understandable. I don't know. Either way, it can work. It's fine. But yeah, that's all the judges say is like, use your experience, make that a joke. And it's like, well, she's been the butt of that joke this whole time, and saying, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Frack Paul on the runway looks very questionable. It's like, I don't know where this dress is from, but put it back in the closet. But I want to know what the fabric at the top of that dress is. I want it so bad. Like, that looks fantastic on that stage. That glittery, almost plastic. Zaldi made good on that part of the dress. I don't like the bottom of it's just boring. It's just like meh. I've seen better, I've seen worse. Alrighty, and then we get into the Maxi Challenge, the stand-up comedy show, and it's okay. Jujube's up first, and her set is good, but it takes like a minute to get rolling. Like, she kind of misses a few jokes at the start, which costs her a little bit, but on the whole, it's funny. Like, she gets there in the end. Blair St. Clair is awful. Horrible. It's a train wreck. None of it's good. None of the jokes are funny. Underwhelming. Underwhelming is what it was. Underwhelming. Cracker, on the other hand, kills it. Gets her strategy moment in the workroom worked out for her. She's just effortlessly funny, and like, aside from the weird body shaming joke, which was like, I mean, it was still, I guess, funny, but like, it was just like, the content was just like, I don't know. Everything else like landed flawlessly though, and was really funny. Just that joke didn't really sit too right with me, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's good. She like kills it. And she looks like she's having fun. There you go. She looks like she's having fun with it, which is like what she was told to do. Shocker. Shea Coulee looks amazing, which like, not what you want to hear for a comedy challenge. She looks stunning. And the jokes are good. Like, they're pretty funny. They land pretty well. But it's not like a laugh riot. It's just a solid performance. It's like, she didn't throw it out of the park, but it was okay. It was okay. On the runway, the category is Freak Out. Inspired, of course, by Evie Oddly. Which is, like, good timing considering, like, the drama that's going on between her and Katya, which, like, I don't know how much all of you know. I'll put something up here about it. But yeah, Katya's like, she's not up to par fashion-wise for a winner of Drag Race. And Evie was like, well, I was a poor queen from Denver, poor black queen from Denver, Colorado. As soon as I finished the show, I was touring, and then I didn't have any time to make drag con looks, like get drag con looks made for fittings and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, either way, sometimes, imagine this, sometimes being unique and inventive works out to be more memorable than like being able to wear designer clothes in expensive fashion. Who'da thunk? Wow, shocker. Anyway, rant over. Let's continue onto the runway. Jujube looks the best she's ever looked. Full stop. This look is everything. The clashing print is so like nice. The makeup is so like it's beautiful. It's like drag. It's crazy. It's so good. And like the shoes, the 10-inch shoe, I'm obsessed. I love tall shoes. We love to see it, literally. I like this look was it. Blair St. Clair finally is like really like spot on with the category. For what feels like the first time in a while. I mean, I guess her like cousin realness last week was pretty like on point for what it was supposed to be, but it just wasn't good. It's cute. This look is cute. I love the hair. I'm obsessed. Someone get me a wig that looks like that. Although I wish it was just the color was more like black and white split to go with the polka dots, or like black with like the fluoro color accents. I don't know. I mean, it was nice, but it just was like meh on the head. And overall the look is like good and fun. I watched Fashion Photo Review this morning, shocker. And they're like, it's too symmetrical to be weird. And like, I kind of agree. It's still pretty like weird though. I mean, and when Raven said that she should have put the mask on underneath the makeup, I'm like, you're right. Anyway. Ms. Cracker in that like plague doctor look, mwah, perfect, crazy, freaky. I was like, what's going on? Plague Doctor on the runway. Love to see it. I was in love with it. And then she took it off. And I was like, why? Like, the reveal is just like not as interesting. And I wish it was more like steampunk goth vibes that the Plague Doctor mask was giving us. Like more bronze, weird jewelry, weird like eye jewelry and face jewelry, like, or have no reveal and do just the bodysuit with like a smaller mask that covers just this side and is the huge Plague Doctor nose. That would have looked cool. And then you have the eyes as just the two like pupils, and then that would be cool. That would be freaky. I don't know. I like the concept. I love the concept. I love steampunky like fantasy futuristic vibes. And I like the looks. Both of them are like okay. Like the first one was great. The second one was okay. It was really beautiful, like beautifully made, but it just was like, it just wasn't married, the two, and like then what she was going for. It just didn't all meet up in the center, and so I'm just like, and then Shea Coulee is she's in a safe look. Like it's fine. It's nothing special though. And it doesn't come up to scratch with what she's presented for the rest of the season. Like, this is just like, meh. It's happening. It's fine. It's just it's a catsuit with a harness and then a cute coat. And I'm like, can't be too mad at it, but I'm like, it could have been more. Anyway, moving on. Miss Cracker is deservedly the top all-star of the week. She wins the challenge. She was the funniest. It's true. No denying that she was the funniest. And she had a pretty good runway as well, I guess. I mean, if Jujube was like slightly funnier and didn't like lose at the start, I reckon she would have won between like the challenge and the runway. And then out of the bottom queens, Blair did objectively the worst this week, and she has no challenge wins. So like, I wanted to go home. And it's a stroke of luck if she doesn't, to be honest with you. At least when they go back into the workroom, she acknowledges that she choked. She literally is like, yeah, I just choked this week. And I'm like, well, you did. It's true. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about the deliberations. I'm like, it happened, I guess. They have a weird ad for, like, the poop spray. I don't know. Everyone seems very determined to be here. Comes down to, like, people's decisions. I don't know. The look, before I get into the lip sync, the look that Cracker is in for the lip sync is stunning. It's so... I just love it. Just love it. The white sequin with, like, the paillettes and, like, the blue tinge. Oh, beautiful. Anyway. The lip sync assassin this week is Newark LaGuardia, Kennedy Davenport, the dancing diva of Texas herself. Again, iconic lip syncs. She won the All-Stars 3 finale lip sync. Let's not get that twisted. Her doing Green Light by Lorde was great. Raw by Katy Perry. Just, when she gets the chance to dance, you know she's won the lip sync. Cracker, like, going off to the side and being like, not this, in Jan's voice is just, that's my mood constant. The lip sync song this week is Fancy by Reba. Which is crazy because the song is like a monologue to music. Which is like already hard. You have to focus on the lyrics for it. It's also even harder because the song doesn't really allow room for like a lot of movement to happen, like dancing. Because like you really want to get all the words out for it as opposed to like being over the top and dancey to it. Like it's just a song where you have to make sure that the audience sees every word is right. Otherwise there's no point doing it. Also, the fact that Kennedy said that this is one of her least favorite lip sync songs in an interview is so funny. And I think it was because I think if it was 2019, she had already filmed this. And so she probably learned it and was like, fucking hate that shit. And I'm like, I don't blame you. It's ridiculous. So funny though. So funny. Cracker wins the lip sync. Pretty obviously. Like Kennedy, she knows all the words, but she kind of is just like sweeping around the stage, and I'm just like, nah. Whereas Cracker kind of had like a few little like moments where she had the words and the movements synced up, and was like, yeah, she kind of served it a little bit harder. And it's like, yeah, Kennedy was out of her element, and you could see it, and she was like, whatever, I don't care. I'm not getting paid. Like, I'm getting paid to show up and that's about it. And I'm just like, yeah, pretty much. So Cracker wins. The queen that she takes out of the running for the crown is Blair St. Clair. Thank God. Thank absolute God. She's been okay this season, but like it was her time to go, and it was probably her time to go last week, to be honest with you. I don't think she's really like delivered anything that's been crazily impactful that I will be like remembering for years to come. And she just has been on a season where all of the competitors kind of do what she does but better. Like the only I think episode that she had a real strong chance of winning was the second one, and then Shay came out and just like absolutely slaughtered her. Because Shay's also a musician, and it was just better. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I liked her. She was good this season, but she just hasn't been delivering it to the point where she needed to really like leave an impact. Yeah, no love lost. And that's it for the episode. Next week is the grand finale, which is very exciting. I am, of course, Team Shay. But I'm also a little bit Team Jujube. Like, if Jujube won, I wouldn't be mad, but it's Shay's crown, and we've all known it from the start. If Miss Cracker wins, I think it's going to be a huge upset, because, like, all the people that I've seen have been like, Shay or Juju, Shay or Juju. And like, although Miss Cracker has 3 wins, I'm just like, oh, really? Just yeah, she hasn't been likable this whole season, and so like, if she wins, it's gonna be an upset. To be honest with you, I'll be upset. But I guess we'll see how it pans out. I've been Clover Fields. This has been Clover Reviews. As always, remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I will see you next week for the grand finale of All Stars 5. As always, I love you all very much. Ooh.